Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Jamf After Dark podcast, a podcast to introduce you to the people at Jamf, learn about what we're up to when it comes to managing and securing Apple devices, along with what's happening in the IT landscape. I'm your co-host, Kat Garbis, joined by co-host Josh Thornton.
Howdy, Kat. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to the party. Josh, what are we talking about today?
Well, today we're pretty thrilled. We're going to be talking all about JNUC, the Jamf Nation User Conference, and everything you've wanted to know, plus probably some bonus tracks that really highlight what we're all looking forward to. And we've got a couple special guests joining us. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Ovik and Kelsey Dahl. Can you all introduce yourselves and what do you do here at Jamf?
Hey, thank you, Josh and Kat. My name is Jeff Ovik. I'm a senior events specialist here at Jamf. I've been here for over 10 years, and my first JNUC was 2014. So this will be my 12th JNUC. I primarily work on our registration and our mobile app and different logistics on site.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Kelsey. I am also a senior events specialist at Jamf. I've been at the company a little over 3 years. This is going to be my fourth JNUC. I focus mostly on session management and content for the event. But this is my first time ever on the Jamf After Dark podcast, or really any podcast ever. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. We're so excited to have you all on. Jeff, welcome back. I love our annual Jamf After Dark JNUC edition podcast. So thanks for coming back to this. And Kelsey, welcome to your first podcast ever. It's super exciting. For me, I'm really excited about JNUC. To me, JNUC is Jamf Christmas. I've been calling it that for a while. I'm trying to get that to trend. But it really does feel like it, because that's when we get all the surprises and all the exciting updates. And I don't know, it's just it's my own little professional holiday. So I do call it Jamf Christmas. But I'm super pumped, and I'm really excited to figure out what can we expect this year. I feel like JNUC every year, there's just it's the same conference by name, but it's always evolving and always just getting better. So Jeff, I'm curious, what can we expect?
So this year we're going to be in Denver, Colorado, October 7th through 9th. And it's going to be a really great mix of hands-on learning, announcements about Jamf and our products, different time with product experts, and a mix of great technical sessions, and of course some unforgettable social events and networking opportunities that you would expect.
That sounds fantastic.
Love it.
And I will tell you, this is my first year attending JNUC, and I've got a lot of questions, probably a mountain of them. To get us started, we know that our customers and that Apple admins, they're really busy all the time delivering for their teams. Why should our listeners take the time to attend JNUC and to come?
Well, I really will stress that it is an investment. It's an investment in your time, and it's an investment in your learning. And I think one of the greatest things that you can do when you're at JNUC is really connecting with the different Jamf users and the different engineers and connecting with your peers. So that is like a huge reason to attend. We also have lots of early looks at product updates, and then you'll see industry leaders there. You'll see all kinds of people across the Apple ecosystem. So whether you're an IT admin, a security pro, even like a school technologist, you'll have real takeaways to leave JNUC with.
Jamf Christmas.
Jamf Christmas. Look, it's a thing. It's how I feel. I'm so excited for that. How did we pick Denver? I love Denver. I've been a few times. I was very fortunate in my early career days at Jamf. Denver was in my sales territory. But how did we pick Denver, and what can attendees expect out of Denver?
So yeah, so many factors come into play when we're actually looking at a venue. First of all, like size, of course, availability, affordability, and really then interesting things to do while you're in Denver, or any city that we choose. So either before the conference or after the conference. So Denver has a lot of things going on within the city, lots of events. I think actually right after us, there's a beer festival that's coming on. It's like the on the toes of the JNUC that will be beginning. So yeah, lots of really great things to do. It's very walkable, the city, and lots of different entertainment venues around if you do choose to do a pre or post extension.
Sounds like we're extending our stay, y'all.
I've done some hiking over in Denver. I've done some skiing as well. That was very sad. I think I still have back problems from when I attempted to ski in Winter Park. I like tumbled literally down the bunny hill, and this little girl, no older than 3 years old, skis up to me and is like, "Are you okay, ma'am?" I'm like, "Yeah, hurt my back. I don't think I'm going to recover from this." So I think if I do go anywhere outside of like the conference itself, I'm probably going to check out the Red Rocks Amphitheater. I have not done that yet, and it just looks awesome. So that's exciting. For those who are excited for Denver, like what hotels? We've got a nice healthy list of hotels to choose from.
Yeah, we do. We have over a dozen hotels that we have discounted rates at throughout downtown. And they're all very walkable, all within close proximity to the convention center as well as to the party venue. So you won't feel left out with any of the choices of hotels that you make. Yeah, so lots of good options at lots of different price points.
I'm a Marriott gal, but for those of you who are choosing the Hyatt, you are going to have a great sleep. I once stayed at a Hyatt and I loved the beds so much. They used to have a program called Hyatt at Home where you could buy the bedding and buy the mattress. I bought a Hyatt mattress. It is in my bedroom today. I still sleep on it. So for those of you who are doing the points game, there's lots of, I think, Hilton options I saw. There's lots of Marriott options. And then the Hyatt, I'm just saying, it's got a really comfy bed. So comfy, I literally bought it when they used to have the Hyatt at Home program.
I think we know where to find Kat.
I'm staying at Marriott because I'm I've sold my soul to them for points, but I'll be wishing for the Hyatt.
Well, the Hyatt is my favorite because we're there early and it's the closest.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Now, do you need to be a customer to show up to this shindig, or are we opening it up the doors for everybody?
No, that's a great question. Not at all. And we do get that question asked a lot. Everybody is welcome to attend. We have lots of different tracks designed for everybody. It's a very inclusive community where people can really come together and start learning about our products through their peers and, with their peers. So something for everybody. You don't have to be a customer. I think you just have to be within that Apple ecosystem to really get something out of it.
No, that's awesome. And there's 2 programs I've heard of. Like I said, it's my first time. What's going on with the Level Up program and Braindates? I've heard those thrown out there. What are they, and are they coming back?
Yeah, so we are doing Level Up again. Really excited to be having Level Up come back to JNUC. So the events team is partnering with our internal training team to have a full day Level Up training, and that is actually happening on Monday, October 6th, throughout the whole day. And then you also mentioned the Braindates, and the Braindates are also coming back as well. And the Braindates will be starting on the Tuesday of JNUC, and then they will go through Thursday. And if you don't know what a Braindate is, they are it's a really great it's a really kind of a great system where you invite others into small topic-based networking, and then you actually meet up with them in our kind of Braindate area in the exhibit hall, and you can schedule as many as you want to, and you schedule them through the app, and then you could actually have one-on-ones or group discussions. It's a really great opportunity. And I know even from our own experience, our events team has used Braindates professionally at different conferences and really gotten a lot out of it. So I really highly recommend them.
I love the Braindates. They're They're also a great way to meet people. Like some of the folks I met last year, we still keep in touch on LinkedIn and everything. And I love them because there's like fun topics of like, what's your favorite thing to do in Denver, hypothetically, all the way to I have this problem with my IT infrastructure. Someone help me try to fix it. Even though we've got tech support people too, like it's one of those easy ways to just try to sync up with someone who could even help with something you're experiencing. So I'm excited to hear of all the really great things that we're bringing back. I'm not going to beat around the bush though. And Jeff, earlier you mentioned it's certainly an investment, and me being blunt, budgets are tight everywhere right now. So how would we sell someone who's maybe on the fence for going, or how can we help listeners who are like, oh, I really want to go, but I need to like convince someone to attend so I can get permission, so I can use some budget on this. Like it just sometimes comes down to this all sounds great, but it comes down to sometimes numbers and money. Like, would I love to, get a Ferrari? Sure. But like, it's going to sometimes come down to budget and other things in order for that Ferrari to be in my garage, right? So if this was a tech conference, it's not a Ferrari, but it's really nice. But what would it take? How can we help folks make that investment to come? Are we providing any resources? What are some things we should say to them?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first off, I could direct anyone who would like to attend JNUC to our site, and they can take a look at the Convince Your Boss letter. We have a pre-formulated letter that you can just put in your information and calculate the costs, and you can provide that to whoever at your organization would be approving your travel, approving the conference. So we do have that. The other thing that I would encourage you to do, if you want to maybe get a flavor for what to expect, would be to look at some of our previous JNUC sessions that we have out on our YouTube channel and in our and on Jamf.com, and take a look at those. And then also know that it is an investment. You're absolutely right, but I think what you can do with that investment is take that back to some of the other people in your organization. If only one of you is able to attend, you can kind of take some of those learnings back. And then the really great thing is, and I don't want to steal Kelsey's thunder here, but we will have like a session catalog for people to go back and pick up and watch a session that they maybe missed earlier. So lots of learning opportunities. So it's not just kind of the one and done of going to the sessions. And on top of all that, of course, is a networking aspect. And that's the part you really can't emphasize enough, having that in-person contact with your peers and other users that are having the same questions and issues that you are.
Josh, you're in enablement, or have been. Like, what would you say? I'm curious on your thoughts too, because I see you kind of thinking and nodding, and I was like, I kind of want to hear Josh's perspective. So even though you're a co-host, I'm gonna like put you in the guest seat for a second, if you don't mind. And like, how would you like say, hey, what are some things that stick out to you, even as a first time goer, of like, yeah, this is really good for an investment standpoint?
It's a great question. Thanks for putting me on the spot.
Happy
I think
to, my dear friend.
When I think about the investment, because it's both budgetary and time, and so if I am putting myself in the shoes of an Apple admin, I really think a lot about the investment that they've already made in Jamf and our platform, or might make in Jamf and our platform, and the value that they get out of that. And I think about events like JNUC as an amplifier of that value. If they've already invested a certain amount of money by coming to JNUC and being able to learn both from amazing Jamfs and our partners and integrators and each other, that allows them within their roles and their organization then to get a lot more value out of Jamf. And so that to me is it is that amplification of what they're already doing and getting a sneak peek into what's to come, so they're ready.
Kelsey, anything to add from an investment standpoint or convincing someone?
Well, I might be a little bit biased on the content piece, but Definitely a lot of great content coming at JNUC this year and a lot to be excited about. I'll chat about it a little bit later in this segment too, but lots of great live content as well as the opportunity to watch it on demand after the fact. So I think, yeah, also like the networking opportunities and just what we call the hallway track at JNUC is just invaluable. So I think, yeah, I just think it's a great opportunity to get with the community and your peers and share ideas, ask questions, get some great content. And yeah, I think it's invaluable.
I agree. I think the hallway track is really an unsung hero. Josh, I think you brought up some good points too, and just making some of those additional connections within. And Jeff, you gave like a really healthy list, and I love the convince your boss letter. I think that's just a nice way to just put something together to help. I think budget comes down to a lot of it. I was talking with some other friends too, and people are getting creative where they're like, if the company, sometimes companies have hotel points, maybe they can put that towards that or for a flight, I think there's just a lot of ways to make it work. I know some folks are even coming for 2 days where they're like, I can't step away for the full, like 3 to 4 days, but we can commit to 2 days. And I always tell people some JNUC is better than no JNUC. So that's also a potential outcome as well. But we would obviously love everyone to be there for the whole time. And I got to say too, like good job on like the hotels on one getting really good pricing for everyone per night, but also there's a nice little healthy sprinkle of, hey, if you need to be sub $200 a night, we have options. Or if you, have a little extra budget to burn, like you can do that too. So I think there's a really nice smorgasbord of things available.
Right. Options for everybody.
Options for everybody. I love going to Disney World. So if this is like, Jamf Christmas, it's kind of like, your value moderate resorts. And I feel like we've done a good job of that here at Jamf for JNUC. I'm dying to know, can we spill any beans on any special guests, or is it secret still?
I don't know about any special guests at all. Kelsey? Yeah.
Kelsey's face says secret, so I'm just going to go with they probably can't say anything, and we're just going to all have to find out together at the opening keynote and all of that good stuff. So.
We do have fun things in store for you. I will say that.
All right, I'll be patient. I'm the kid at Christmas who was like, what's this present? Did we get this? And it's like, you're going to find out on Christmas, Cat. Like nothing's changed since I was 5 in that regard.
Speaking of Jamf Christmas, what kinds of gifts do we have for our partners that are coming? What are we doing for partners that might not be managing or securing Apple themselves?
Ooh, well, we are having a partner day on Monday, October 6th. So we're kind of kicking off JNUC with those two groups on that Monday, the Global Partner Summit, and then of course Level Up. So for the Global Partner Summit people, they can expect kind of a full day of a track of sessions kind of their very own, and kind of grouped together with their peers, kind of getting into deeper dives with some different Jamf strategies.
I'm so glad we brought the Global Partner Summit as someone who is supporting partners at Jamf for their day job. For those of you who think I podcast full time for Jamf, no, I wish. But I do work with our wonderful partners. And I got to say, the Global Partner Summit really, in my opinion, has elevated a lot of the things that we're doing here at Jamf of working with our channel partners, trying to grow business through them, but also just putting a lot of focus on the good things they're doing. I love the award ceremony that we did last year. It was so nice to see our partners get acknowledged and rewarded. It reminded me a bit of what we do with Jamf Heroes, and how, you've got some folks who are just always helping or always just being that subject matter expert. And I think that's it's been a nice addition. So I'm really glad we're bringing the Global Partner Summit back. And I know that'll have unique sessions that speak to partners and the partner types that we have, which is really, really exciting.
Right. Yeah, that was popular last year, and I think we just see it growing in popularity year over year. So,
I like it. Whoever made that decision, good job. Back to JNUC though, because we're gonna have some, a track for partners at the summit, but when we look at JNUC as a whole, what are some of the topics and highlights maybe that folks can expect? I feel like, Kelsey, we're kind of going into your wheelhouse right now. So I'd love to just kind of hear, like, what are some hot topics where people can focus
yeah,
on?
I can give you a little bit of a sneak preview here. Lots of content to be super excited about. You'll definitely see some sessions that highlight Jamf's continued support of declarative device management. We'll have some exciting announcements around our key capabilities, such as blueprints, compliance benchmarks, AI assistant. And then you'll also hear more about our new API ecosystem. So some exciting topics there. And then I do want to do a quick little plug. If you are trying to plan your schedule, we do have a new Focus Tracks landing page on our website under the Learn tab. And it's really just a great way to match what you're interested in and help you kind of tailor your content experience and industry and needs to help you build out a session calendar that fits what you're looking to learn. So definitely a great tool to check out as you're starting to build your session schedule.
Now, with all of these sessions that are coming, we know with the schedule online, there's a lot. Aside from the session I'm going to be delivering about my app and using Jamf's APIs, what other sessions are you really looking forward to?
Yeah, there's so many great ones this year. I mean, obviously, you don't want to miss the opening keynote. It's just such a great way to set the tone for the week and kick things off in the right direction. But we're also bringing back our 2 State of the Union sessions that were a big hit last year. So obviously, we have one for commercial and one for EDU. We won't be scheduling any other sessions during our commercial State of the Union, so you won't have to choose between that and all the other great content going on, which is kind of a nice scheduling perk that we have this year. But I also want to note out there that the keynote and the State of the Union sessions will be both live streamed. So if you can't join us in person, you can check out the JNUC website in September, and we'll give you guys some more details on how you can watch live. But yeah, those are really the big ones. And then also, obviously, all of our breakout sessions we have, and those will also be on demand in our on-demand library for attendees right after JNUC. So whether you're there live or you have to catch up later, you won't miss a thing. But yeah, lots and lots of great content to look forward to.
I'm excited for the on-demand library because I am someone where, as I'm going through and marking the sessions that I'm interested in, that list gets really long really fast. And so being able to circle back when I have a little bit of free time to dig in is certainly appreciated.
It's hard to choose when you have Braindates and all the cool fun networking things you want to do as well. So,
Or sometimes you got 2 sessions that are like at the same time and you have to pick one. So it's really, I agree with you, Josh. It is so nice to have that on-demand option to just go back and say I had to pick one because both sessions were at the same time, or, something happened, you have to step away. I love that. So yeah, really good idea there.
Yeah, and with these sessions, we know the folks coming have a really broad background. Some might be newer to working with Apple devices. Some have been a Jamf customer for 20 plus years and have loads of experience. How technical are our sessions? And do we have a little bit of something for everybody?
yeah, that's a really great question. The technicality of our sessions really vary, which is great. Every session in the session catalog is labeled with a skill level from either 100 to 300. So whether you're just getting started with Jamf or you're a little bit more advanced, there's definitely going to be some content for you. And going to the session catalog and searching by skill level is how you can kind of determine which sessions fit your skill level or whatever you're looking for. Most sessions tend to be around the 200 level mark, which is kind of the perfect middle ground. But if you're totally new to Jamf, we do have an intro to Jamf focus track on that focus track landing page that I was talking about. And that's really a great starting point to check out if you're new to Jamf and just trying to navigate your first JNUC. And I really encourage you to check out that landing page and try to build out your schedule from there.
I love that. And for those attending a session, say you hear something really interesting and you want to ask more. How do you have a conversation with the speaker?
Yeah, really, really good question. Most of the breakout sessions are going to be about 45 minutes long, and that includes live Q&A at the end, depending on how long the speaker will go. So that's kind of your first opportunity to ask some questions. But after that, a lot of the speakers will host Braindates, what Jeff was talking about earlier. In the expo hall, those small group or one-on-one conversations that you can schedule through the app to kind of dive deeper into that topic with the speaker. You can find those listed in the topic marketplace on the app. Definitely worth checking out. And then obviously the mobile app too is a great way to connect with speakers and keep conversations going after the session wraps up. And then I think, like we talked about too, just don't underestimate the hallway track. If you have questions, if you see them in the hallway, go for it. Start a conversation. JNUC is one of the best times that you can network, share ideas, and get your questions answered. So just get out there and make the most of it.
I've seen so many problems solved in the hallway track, I'll be honest, where like someone else asked a question during the session and then you all depart and like leave the room. And then you're talking in the hallway like, hey, that question you asked, we were seeing something like that, but it sounds like you're a little closer to resolving it than us. Got a few minutes? Like I've seen so much of that.
Absolutely.
But enough about the sessions.
No.
Party. I want to know about the party.
The party. Everybody's favorite, the party. Yes. Yeah, I can tell you something about that. So this year, we'll be in a place called McGregor Square, and that is in the heart of downtown Denver. It's walkable to all the hotels, and in a very vibrant area of downtown. We'll have music, food, games, drinks, and all kinds of surprises. So the Jamf Nation party really is it is my favorite thing about JNUC. I mean, I see everybody there that I've seen throughout the whole week already, kind of all in one place, and there's a lot of excitement there. It's one of the best parts about JNUC, so do not miss it.
I really loved the party last year, and I felt like a kid in the candy store when it was like, here, just go order whatever you want at the, I don't want to say it was a food court because it was so much more than a food court, but I was just like walking around. I literally felt like a kid in a candy store. There was this sundae, it was called the unicorn sundae, and it had like cotton candy on top of it. It was just ridiculous. And everyone's like, where'd you get that? I'm like, look at this. I found, and it was just awesome. I loved last year's party. So I'm super excited for this one. And it sounds like it'll be another good time and sounds like some surprises. So yeah, I'll just try to be patient for that. I'm curious, do we have any like JNUC stories that maybe haven't been passed down to other Jamfs or our listeners? But I'm curious, like, is there a customer story from JNUC that like, I don't know, makes you feel good, or we saw like something get solved, or just something that might be considered either a success story or a feel good story? I'm just curious if we have any of those.
I really love it when someone actually comes up to me. So I work primarily in our registration. So that's where you can find me throughout the entire conference, the registration desk. But get a lot of questions coming up there, and a lot of different comments from attendees. And a number of people have come up to me and have been so thankful about actually solving some real problems that they've had when they've actually just went and talked to our engineers in person, or they've gone and met some of their Jamf connections face to face, and actually have worked through things that they've maybe been kind of struggling with at work. So lots of really neat asides like that, or even people coming to us and just really appreciating kind of the small touches that we've made throughout the conference. I had one person really quite touched that we had made sure that we had all gender restrooms available, and that we had a mother's room available, and that we had a prayer space available, and we had a pride corner available. So lots of great feedback like that, and I think our customers really noticed. So
I love that. Kelsey, you got anything?
I think, yeah, to echo what Jeff said, just the appreciation from our customers and our attendees, and really the ones that have attended year over year over year and been with us through the first JNUCs. It's so fun to hear how it's evolved. And even though this is only my fourth time, it's just fun to hear the history and how much they still love it and how it's evolved through the years. So.
And I sound like such a Jamf elder. Like, I remember the days when I would look over the Guthrie Theater and look at the river down in downtown Minneapolis once upon a time. It's like legend has it. Yeah, it's been really cool to see JNUC evolve. This will be my 10th JNUC, so I'm really excited to just see what happens. I keep coming back or trying to find ways to be helpful to keep attending. So, yeah, great job.
Now that everybody is thoroughly convinced about attending Jamf Christmas this October in Denver, do y'all have any final advice for anybody who's planning to attend? And ultimately, how do they sign up? How do they register?
Well, I could give you some of my advice, and then I'll pass it on to Jeff, the registration guru, on how you can register. But I think my biggest tip out there is to just make the most of it. Like, there's tons of great content. Definitely fill up your schedule with all the sessions that interest you, but then leave time for networking and just having fun. I mean, like we talked about, sometimes the best moments just happen in the hallway. So taking advantage of all the ways to connect, like Braindate, grabbing a meal with someone, chatting over coffee with somebody new. JNUC is just a great place to meet people and learn from others in the community. So take advantage of it and have a blast. It's JNUC or Jamf Christmas.
Indeed. Well, to echo what Kelsey was saying, absolutely, the networking is hugely important. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of those brain dates. Take advantage of that hallway track. And the other thing I would say is make sure that you go through and meet some of our valued sponsors and exhibitors. You know, we have a lot of great companies there that are interested in meeting you that could really add value to your organization. So I think that's probably another great opportunity that we have there at JNUC for you. Yeah.
I love it. No, I think that's such good advice, everyone. Yeah, I would just say pace yourself. There's so much to do, so much to see, so many people to connect with, so many happy hours. So just pace yourself. Pace. Yeah, just make sure you can still have the energy to absorb things Thursday morning. It's a lot, but I even have to remind myself I'm an introvert. A lot of people don't realize that. I'm an ISTJ for those who are super curious. And I even find I don't think I'm alone there going to a tech conference, I'll just say. So I just find even just take a few minutes to just sit and have a cup of tea, or to just go chill in my hotel room for even 30 minutes to just have some silence to myself, to take a break. So when I go venture back out into the conference, I can just absorb more. So it's a lot of fun, though. That's a good thing. You get tired because you're having so much fun. You're learning, you're connecting with people. And there's people I met at JNUC that I truly consider really good friends that I would have likely not met them had I not attended. And we're professional as well, but you just make friends, and it's just nice. And some of these folks that have been either colleagues in the space or their customers or partners, no one ever stays in the same place for forever, right? So some of them have been like, hey, can you be a recommendation for me? Or, hey, can you connect me to this person? They spoke about Okta, and we're really trying to implement it, and we want if you can bridge that connection. So it's just a really nice community, and it's my favorite holiday. So I hope you all get to join if you were on the fence.
Well, Jeff, Kelsey, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to share with us all the fun details, answer my 20 million questions about JNUC, and get us all excited for Jamf Christmas. If anybody has any questions as they're listening, where should they go?
They could get a hold of us at jnuchelp@jamf.com, and we will respond to you right away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, Kat, that's another podcast down and completed.
Another one in the books. Thank you all so much for being here today. We're so excited for JNUC 2025.
That's right. And just a reminder, Jamf After Dark is a podcast from Jamf. It's copyright 2025, all rights reserved. Technical details and product offerings may change at any time, so always check jamf.com for the latest information on our products and services.
You can reach out to us if you have questions or comments or suggested show topics. And of course, we love fan mail. All you need to do is send a friendly email to info@jamf.com with the subject line "Attention to the podcast." We're also a sponsor of the Mac Admin Foundation, and several Jamfs are available on the Mac Admin Slack channel. And of course, if you need support, please visit support.jamf.com to open a ticket to get your technical questions answered.
Special thanks, truly, to our guests this week, Kelsey and Jeff, and also a big thank you to Merlin and Martin, who help us sound great. Until next time, for Kat Garbis, I'm Josh Thornton.
And for Josh Thornton, I'm Kat Garbis, and we will catch you after dark again. Have a great day. And don't forget to sign up for JNUC.